Next one, Nassim Hamid. How good was he? Was he a great? How good could he have been?
Let's not get twisted by his defeat in 1999 to Barrera. At that time, Nassim Hamid was kind of coming to his tail end, maybe getting a little bit bored to it. When you got a class in one, the guy beat Vasquez, the guy beat Tom Johnson. Go through the list, do you know what I mean? The guy beat so many, Daniel Alicia. Daniel Alicia was a very good fighter.
Yeah, these are good fighters, but it was the greatness he talks about before, isn't it? That's why we struggled to deal with how good he was. From 94 to 97, he was maybe as strong as a British fighter's ever been.
Well, what I'm trying to say, Nassim Hamid, for me, is if Barry Wigan, who I know and I love, can be inducted in the Hall of Fame, and you think about Barry Wigan's longevity as world champion and holding the world title was not that long at all.
Three world title fights.
There's 3 world title fights. Do you know what I mean? If that is the case, then obviously I would have to say a guy that, if you look at it, won every world title belt or beat a guy who held the world title but didn't because of politics didn't get it, then I would say at that time Nassim Hamid has to go down as one of the greatest British fighters of all time. He's got to be in the top 6. Got to be in the top 6. Maybe someone like Lennox Lewis would surpass him. Joe Kawasaki now for his longevity, superb longevity. But I don't see many guys that would have surpassed Nassim Hamid. Number 1 for his fighting technique and fighting prowess, punching power, devastating puncher.
What do you think about it? This is one thing I put up the other day. I think if he hadn't had such a big punch, it'd have lasted longer because he got too arrogant because of the big punch. And that's all he relied on. He lost that elusiveness that he had early in his career.
I think
elusiveness.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I don't that style of whether I'm going to really put it down to Brendan Eagle or I'm going to put it down to Harold Graham. I don't think Brendan Eagle actually taught that elusive style to Harold Graham. I think Harold Graham had that, and that became how things were down in Winnicombe, and everyone picked up that and adopted that style. That's over and done with now. Nassim Hamid, in my opinion, is an all-time great. Forget about his punching power. He could box and not get hit. I was watching tapes of him just the other day when he was like a little kid when he just turned pro, which they were showing on a classic TV station. And you look at the things that he was doing then, he was talented and it was very hyped and they said, what's he going to go do? He went on and he started to punch, like really hurt guys, take him out of the game. So as he started to do that, then I think we bought into it as well. So I think because of his mouth, we wanted to, people behind him saying, we just want to see you lose, we want to see you lose. And as soon as he did lose, and he kind of had one more fight after that, and then he just, I've had enough of this. You know what I mean? I've got 70 more in the bank or whatever it is, so I'm retiring, I don't need it. You know what I mean? And then as you retire, you always want to dabble, think, yeah, I'll come back, keep on selling it out to these guys. Yeah, I'm going to make a comeback, I'm coming back. But he never did, because he's kind of content. So I think Nassim Hamid,
a lot of fighters aren't, so you know.
He still should be given the credit of which he give the guy his credit. Nassim Hamid I think is a disgrace that the fact that he lost his MBE. This guy was a real ambassador for this country. He was going out there and he was the original guy that probably was spanking the Yanks. Probably went out there, Kevin Kelly in '97, blitzed Kevin Kelly after being dropped 2 times. Do you know what I mean? When Nassim Hamid went the whole hog,
Kelly was probably the worst thing that could have happened in that way. The way he went out and fought that fight.
You think?
Because after that was all he was, wasn't he? He was a puncher.
No, but
he was a one punch going for a big knockout every time. He wasn't that boxer.
Yeah, but you got to remember, you got to deal with the reality and you got to deal with the economical value. And because of that stuff, Nassim Hamid was voted by Max Boxing of the 90s as the 2nd most exciting fighter of the 90s. First one being Gatti, but that's obvious. So therefore, the value that he brought, come on man, this guy was global. I had cousins in Jamaica phoning me, did you see Nassim Hamid fight? I had people in America, that kid Naz, man. Everybody. He brought that hype. And that's what kind of boxing, even though we're on a high right now, but that's what boxing needs back. That era's gone, we need to bring that back. We're gonna get there, I'm telling you, we're gonna get